Hey guys, welcome to your Movement Lab pre-call assessment. So this assessment is going to measure a variety of joint ranges of motion. And by getting a whole picture of where the body is at in terms of range of motion, it allows me to uncover some clues about your posture and which way your rib cage and pelvis might be oriented. A lot of people have trouble expanding their rib cage in certain areas. They have excessive anterior pelvic tilt. Their rib cage and pelvis might be twisted to one side. And a lot of those things affect your posture. And they can cause pain. They don't necessarily cause pain. The body is incredibly adaptable. But if you are experiencing pain or limited range of motion and things like that, this assessment can help kind of clue us in on how we can design an intelligent program to address your specific limitations within your body and hopefully get you out of pain and moving better. I know this has worked for me, and I'm pretty confident it will work for you as well. So let's get into the assessment. You'll just set up your cell phone kind of like I have with a horizontal view. I need pretty much your entire body in view of the camera, and then have it fairly low to the ground in a pretty well lit area if you can. The better the video, the better I'm able to do the assessment. So the first one, you're just going to be lying on your back here and just letting your body come to its natural resting place here. Arms can be out by the sides, and all you're going to do is a straight leg raise. So one leg at a time. My chin is facing straight up towards the ceiling, and then I'm just lifting my leg, keeping my knee straight and my ankle pulled towards my chest there. And go up very slowly, because I want to see where your pelvis may start to compensate. Your pelvis might start to roll like this to give you additional range of motion. And you can see that my other thigh kind of popped off the ground there. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to see true range of motion. So if I'm measuring mine, it's probably somewhere around here. If I go further than that, this leg starts to pop off the ground. So just do that straight leg raise nice and slowly with both legs. This one's super tight from doing legs yesterday. And then once you've done the straight leg raise, we're going to do knee flexion. So for this one, just taking the knee in a straight line, straight towards your face. Same thing with that pelvis rotation and keeping that other leg down. Just move nice and slowly. I'll be able to generally see where you start compensating. And then the other thing is bring that knee straight back in a line. You'll have a tendency to want to bring it out to the side to give you more range of motion. But I want to measure just that true range of motion straight back. So mine would be about here, and then other leg, pulling it back. This one's a little bit better, would be about here. Again, doing it nice and slowly. Then once you've done those, we're gonna do shoulders. So I want this arm straight out from your shoulder. This arm comes up, forming a 90-degree angle. And then I just want you to drop that hand straight down. Again, keeping the head facing the ceiling. I'm just facing the camera because I'm talking to you guys. But make sure that this elbow stays sticking straight out from the shoulder as you're doing this internal rotation here. A lot of people will want to drop it down like this to get additional motion. If I keep it up, you can see that hand pops off the ground. The other thing is only go to where this back of the shoulder stays touching the ground. It'll start to pop off to give you more range of motion there. So keep that back of the shoulder on the ground and only rotate and just stop where that shoulder wants to pop or that elbow wants to come down. So same thing, same setup for external shoulder rotation. Arm is straight out from the shoulder. except this time instead of going forward, we're going backward, coming down towards the ground. Try to set this up, so I can measure an angle. So if your, camera is facing straight on, it's going to be much easier for me to measure. And for this one, the compensation, how you're going to try to get more range of motion unknowingly, is you're going to stick your ribs out like this and extend, which would allow me to get my arm flat. But if I keep my ribs down, these lower ribs here, I'm measuring true shoulder rotation. So do that on both sides. So once you've done that one, flip over, do internal, external there. Keep the feet the same way. If you had your feet up, measure with your feet up for all of them. If you had your feet down, measure with your feet down for all of them. And then next one, we're going to be on our sides here. Everything nice and stacked. Everything's on top of each other. And what I want to do here is take this top leg, bring it up a little bit, keeping everything stacked. Bring it back with a straight knee until you feel the desire to kind of arch your back to get it back further. I don't want you to cheat and arch your back to get it back further. I just want you to go back as far as you are engaging with just the butt cheeks there. And so I bring it back without arching my back. This all stays completely straight. And then just coming straight up from there. When you come up, I don't want you to crunch like this. You can see I can get a ton more range of motion if I crunch. I want your body to stay where it is, and that range of motion is just coming from my hip here. So again, do that on both sides. Next one is going to be a trunk rotation. So kind of set up like this. My head's a little cut off here. Don't need your head necessarily, but feet are together, knees are together. Camera's kind of facing straight across. Again, chin pointing up at the ceiling. And for this one, you're going to just take your knees and drop them to the side, keeping the opposite shoulder firmly planted on the ground. Also try to keep this opposite top rib down here. And that top foot is going to just follow the bottom foot, but it will come off the ground. And you're just dropping those knees to the side and trying to keep that top rib down. If I go too far, you can see my whole body will roll over and that rib will pop up. So again, try to keep that shoulder and bottom rib there and just move from the knees. Also keep your knees together. The other compensation would be if I go too far, my knees will separate, something like this. So keep those knees completely shut, completely touching, and then do both sides nice and slow. You can also tell me which way felt easier. That is super helpful in the assessments as well. So then doing the other side, keeping this shoulder and this rib down. And for me, this way feels much tighter. Okay, again, keeping the knees together, rib down, shoulder down. So for the last one, we just need a desk or a chair, something we can sit on where our feet are almost off the ground. It's fine if they're on the ground, but pretty close to being off the ground. You can see mine are resting on the ground a bit. And I want you facing the camera straight on. My knees are about shoulder width, pointing straight ahead. So I don't want them coming out to the sides like this or coming in like this. Pointing straight out at shoulder width. Posture is nice and tall here, not slouching over, not arching our back like crazy. And all we're gonna do is take one leg at a time, keeping that knee where it is, facing straight forward, and then just rotating that ankle out to the side, also without crunching over. So the body should stay completely where it is. all that range of motion is coming from my hip joint there. Again, knee straight forward, taking that ankle out, and then for the coming the other direction, you may have to slide that other foot back just to give it some room, and then taking the ankle the other way, coming up and in. The key for this one is not lifting off of the chair. You're going to want to lift off the chair. So keep that butt firmly planted, keep that bottom of the thigh down, keep that knee where it is. It's going to want to come out to the side, and just rotate that ankle up. Do it a few times so I can kind of see what's going on with your body, if you're compensating or whatnot. And yeah, do that for both legs. So did one leg, then my other leg would be here, coming out to the side this way, and then sliding that foot back and coming up and in that way without moving the knee. That was a bad, there we go. So you can see that external rotation on this leg is a little bit worse than this leg. All right. Okay guys, for the postural part of this assessment, I just want you to close your eyes, kind of bounce up and down a few times. I want your entire body in the camera, and then just come to a resting place and just pause. And then I want you to rotate, bounce up and down a little bit, find what feels like your natural resting position, pause, and then the same from behind. Pause, there. All right, and then what I want to see is just two quick movements. I want to see a squat with your feet very narrow, so only shoulder width, about this wide. So I want to see that from the side view. Try to get your whole body in the camera. This isn't a very good angle, but so again, just squatting down here. So that is my squat. It is pretty bad. So there. And then I want to see that from behind as well. Try to get your feet in it again. This is not the best angle, but so squatting from behind there. Okay. So I want the squat. And then I also want to see a lunge. So same thing, I just want to see your lunge. So just go through a couple lunges facing the camera, and then do a couple, again, trying to get your feet in the camera. I did not get my feet in the camera. And then just doing a lunge here. Okay, so do that on both legs, squat, lunge, and standing posture assessment.